Naza, good evening. Good evening, Professor William Babwate, BC Methodist University, my alma mater. Ninoina. Good evening to you, brother. Stephen Jampo and Kofodia. Ajiman Joseph, Community 9. Prince of Vandals Shipping inside Tema Community 25. Sharp. Sherman Asantua, good evening to you. Lawyer Martin Kwebu. Mr. Aye, the teacher Ajuna, Engineer Sintimedi, Clarissa Big Mus Wallace, Philip from North Legon, Providence from the Uwekwapem, Papa Eugene in a Bria Kwapem, Ni Tojo from Tema New Town, Kojia Hene and our Predi Hene. Nino Gento Exhibition Petroleum Down. Uncle Sam Botiano Red Top, good evening to you. Papa Eugene in Abri, I think I've already given you your shout out. Yeah, Bokukuru Buon and Ete Kwesiaji extends his thank you to all of you who attended the festival this weekend. Special thanks goes to the Chief of Staff who was there and to all who came to support. Yeah, playtime is over. The way we start. Folks, until the Lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. again. Folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Etumasa. And I say thank God it's Monday. Another beautiful opportunity given us to do what we love to do. An opportunity to perform one of radio's finest ritual. A ritual I call That's My Opinion. A ritual that brings patrons together, and when they gather, passions and emotions are real. Only on Joy 99.7 FM, Mondays at this time. Our topic today, folks, Galamsey. How did we get here? Galamsey. How did we get here? And I'll say, let us all gather and make truth good. Gold Coast. The good old Gold Coast. Now, before this province was christened Ghana, it was known as the Gold Coast. The land was so rich in gold that it was literally named after the mineral. Yet somehow, our natural environment was nearly intact. 1,001 water bodies, waterfalls, lakes, rivers, streams, 1,001 water bodies. Millions and millions of hectares of forest, thick, green, and rich. And still, we were harvesting gold to the point that we were called Gold Coast. Population was low back then, though. But folks, bear in mind that formal education was not common. People did not have degrees and letters to their names. And so at the time, value was placed on one's actual name rather than the letters that were attached to it. In order to become an ancestor na Samampaya to Bedin, you had to live right and not necessarily rich. Recognition was more on one's integrity rather than the material possessions. Fear of shame, fear of disgrace was paramount and innate. Folks, we have now adopted formal education that's supposed to enlighten us and make us more civilized. A system which lays emphasis on competition and results, not too bothered about how you achieve it. But the assumption, folks, was that as we have formalized schooling, expand sciences, we were expected to do far better. So we now know, folks, after going into formal schools, we now know about photosynthesis. We know trees bring rain and give out oxygen. We are taught that in school. So you thought we would bring big home and apply it. But surprisingly, folks, the more we school, the more our ignorance level increases. The more we school, the more our intelligence drops. Folks, dropped to amongst the lowest in the world. Frighteningly, Ghana ranks amongst the countries with the lowest IQ. Of all our school, the free education and universities and everybody coming out with grades and degrees, we are ranked amongst the lowest of intelligence. Sad. Sad, very sad. But everything we are doing prove that it may be true. Everything we're doing proves that it may be true that we have an average IQ of 48. So yes, you listening to me hovering around you, 150, 200, maybe even 300, you are so much in the minority that when they strike the average, if you look at our national problems, then it may be true. A nation so desperate to poison itself. A nation so desperate to poison itself. So much so that we need to physically declare war to save us from us. Yep, Operation Save Ghana from Ghanaians. Operation Save Ghana from Ghanaians. And as if that was not enough, folks. Now we have a divisive and competitive political structure which permits indiscipline for power. So if you do gala and vote for me, then be my guest. So while one is in power saying, oh, you have to stop it, the one coming into power will say, oh, yes, for me, when I come, I will remodernize it for you. And it just tosses and changes and tosses and changes. As if that was not all, folks. Now the very people who have to stop this craze have now joined the fray. And every now and then we hear whispers and names of very powerful people at the very high echelons right in there. As if that was not bad enough. The Galamsey mafia they're so cash rich that they may be sponsoring the political class. Folks, now they are armed. Now they are very abrasive. In fact, they are very rude. And they are just too much. They are just too many. Millions. We sat aloof, enabled and permitted this evil to grow. Now we are completely overwhelmed. Millions addicted to quick money. Folks, they may not even have the discipline and the patience to be engaged in any regular job. Millions of youth who may not even have the patience and the discipline to engage in regular jobs. If it takes a whole month to get paid, you plant and wait for 3, 4, 5, 6 months for your produce to grow, they may not have that patience. But that too is a real danger. The sudden rush of millions of unemployed youth unleashed into society because they can't do gala anymore. Folks, it is equally as dangerous as the gala itself, and I don't wish to be any president. But you must take a decision. You must take a decision. Do you unleash them into society to cause menace, or do you leave them in the environment to destroy the environment? Because either way, we are dead. Kwata by July, dear. Kwata by July, we are all gone. I'm telling you. You leave them in the bush, they are clearing, they are poisoning the waters, they are poisoning our foods, and the evidence is clear. Babies, people are suffering. The evidence is clear. There are communities whose waters are completely gone and they're depending on sachet water. It's real. And I'm saying, if you push all these millions of people out there into the community without the patience of going to plant cassava and waiting for 6 months for it to grow, that is also real danger. Now, if you're in Accra, it's a different world. When you're in Accra, it's a different world. Look, I went to a funeral in Siem, a village, a town called Siem, somewhere, near Takwa. And from Siem, I had to go to Kumasi, so we drove through Takwa, through Bogosu, through Wasai Kropo. Folks, The Galamsey is just like how we see, like you come to a traffic light and everybody's selling PK and everybody. I mean, it's just rife. A sea of people, all with their big water hoses just splashing. Let me tell you one funny thing. Now we get to some sort of a checkpoint. Now, just behind the checkpoint is this huge, I don't know whether it used to be a mountain or if somebody's, but it was a huge mound of mud. And there are all these boys standing there, spraying the water down. And I was just looking at it thinking, this is supposed to have been stopped. Anyway, this poor chap riding a bike without a helmet gets to the police barrier, which is literally next to this mining pit, and he gets arrested for not wearing his helmet. I thought it was a joke. Yeah, two galawa hockey, they're watering the place. I mean, and the scene, chaotic scene, and this poor chap on his bike with no helmet gets pulled over as a parking chain, on your helmet. I guess you have to pick your battles. Folks, we have a dilemma. But to start with, folks, and I said this before, we did a show on it before, that we must force the two political parties to agree on one roadmap. They must force a really watertight roadmap. Otherwise, what happens is that when A is in power, B goes in there and stoke the fire that, I will change it to community mining or cooperative mining, or I'll change it to this. And then when B comes to power, A will just rush in there and say, yes, I will change it to youth mining and mining and this. Just change the title, because they need votes for power. And you have to allow people to be in discipline in order for them to vote for you. That has become an unwritten rule. Allow people to be in discipline and they'll promise you their votes. And so while you're in power and you're getting the pressure that, clean the water, stop the mining, the guy behind will go back and say, no. When I come, I'll do it this way and it will favor you. But truth be told, millions of those kids have to be sent home. They have to be retrained. Understand the culture of patience, the culture of hard work, the culture of process. Instead of the culture of just the end results. It's a lot of work. Where the whole community is now valuing people based on their material resources rather than however it is they got it. So we're here. Either we declare state of emergency or we declare red zones or security zones. Truth of the matter is, how do you absorb millions of people into this economy? How fast does this economy expand to absorb these guys? The sort of monies they have tasted. They are building hotels, they are building guest houses, they are driving big cars, they are living large in these areas. They are living large. And to suddenly go there and tell them that, listen, you're not going to live like this anymore. What's the alternative? But we watched it to fester and grow. And it's coming home to roost. You may not buy gold, but you're eating mercury-laden contumely, eating cyanide-laden plantain, some chemicals in your fruits. And you're probably even a Muslim and you don't even wear gold as a principle. You don't even wear gold. You don't even use gold. You're a Muslim. But look at it. It's coming home to roost. Come high, come low, we must find a solution to this. Come high, come low, find a solution to this. Solution number 2 is if we can identify the kingpins, instead of chasing these, scruffy guys in the mud. If we can find their sponsors, so number one, get the political parties to agree on one roadmap so that one can go behind and say, I will do something different. You can. And then number two, if we can find the kingpins. But I fear that they may have sponsored a lot of these political people that you can now turn round and say, hey, good governance. Good governance from where? When I gave you money for campaign, when I may have given you money for, your constituency. If you have won power, have you now noticed that there's good governance? We have a task ahead. We have a challenge ahead. And I'm telling you, if you're in Accra, it's a different story. When you live in Accra, Galamsey, it's just a news item. I said I drove through Wasekropo, and that was real. That was a different culture shock. And you think, and you're when you see a giant, it was rife. The rest I leave with you. 0302 216 541. 0302 216 541. Nana Kwesi is in Hajo. Hello, Nana Kwesi.
Nana.
Yes, sir.
So me, I beg to differ with this job, making it a job issue, because this what you are doing is not different from the people stealing. Okay, it's a criminal enterprise. When you go to some places, they are armed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so me, anytime we are talking about Galamsey, yes, unemployment, yes, and we chip in, what are they going to do when we stop it at? Then I will say all the people who stole and they ended up in town. Let's release them.
Now, you see, the issue is, yes, it's not, even if you compare it to stealing, Krano, now I'm is worse than stealing. But they are estimated 5 million people digging up and down the country. 5 million.
And it's not a different story in Accra. See, I don't know how this is related, but my favorite smoke fish that I buy, of late when I buy it and it's cooked, the skin is very hard like rubber. So I'm thinking, I'm just thinking aloud. I don't know how related this is, but ever since I started, I'm in Accra. I buy my small fish at Medina. Medina just say, I'm saying that of late, the small fish that I buy, the skin, when it's cooked, it's like rubber. You can't eat it. When you say you are removing it from the fish, it removes like rubber. So, where is that one coming from? Nana, you think it's far from Accra? It is. When ECD said they are Ghana Water says they are increasing the electricity what because of what is going on in Galamsey. It's not affecting me. So if you sit in Accra and you think because it's not happening here, so you are free. The fish so right now I don't eat the small fish, no. And I don't buy it again because I'm scared. Before I go and get any kidney issues. Yes, I don't know. I can't tell whether it's related or not. So me in Koto, I won't even gamble with it. But then you see, when politics is in everything in this country, this is where we will get to. The politician is all about the power. Politician, no power na no. Okay. If we say we are going to do, you here in this country and they vote, they will be thinking about their vote. They will be thinking about how many people will not vote for them when it's time for election. And only you more. Nana Ansah Kwao. These people are armed. And recently when Mahama came, they said they've trained some people to ask guard. You are guard. Even police about. You are going to face people who are fully armed with ammunition. They will kill you and bury you. You. Okay. See, when you think it's far. Me, when this tariff is coming and the fish issue, I mean, say when I'm buying vegetables, I'm scared of buying the vegetables because meaning say I don't know is it okay or not because me got tested. Me from FDA got testing mommy. Now do you get it?
Yeah.
Look, these people are killing us. A small group of people. They are killing us. They are poisoning us. So it's like just say you know you won't say you and you say what? Mahama he's not doing enough for me, but he's our last hope. See, if Mahama is not able to deal with this thing, see, Ghanaians, if you are listening, we can't trust politicians with our lives. If Mahama is not, because then if you know how they did that, and you see the third part is when you hear the money that they will say that is going into this thing, it's a whole community. The money that goes into some of these things. See, these people have to be much good for good, proper good for good. Yeah, because then when I finish uni, some me better unemployment in the world, and I had to find something to do for myself. At the end of the day, it wasn't Galamsey, it wasn't selling. No, but see, these people, they are making good money. If you say, I'm poor. I didn't know money at the one could be a for you, they still keep going there. Nana, you keep saying they are living large. It's not a maybe a hotel, no? What they want to hear, maybe a hotel in Galamsey, let me focus on my hotel. But they still keep going there. Somebody like this is not be a comedy, no? And like you said, the kind of money that they are seeing within days, that person who find it on your Juma or she's gonna say, it's gonna make money in a day. Who me have a whole year. That person is not ready for that. So someone like this, how do you tell me that I should sympathize? And they say that when we stop them, what job would they do? Then if I'm not ready to obey you, be a bonnet no ordinary. No, why not you obey you? Because when you come home, and they trying to say that I'm saying. All the people who have told, if anybody will tell me, say, where would good job and we should find an alternative job for now, me who find an alternative job for me? My own actually, I use my head and I started doing something legal. Who find an alternative job for me? I'm Mr. Chiawanta. Why not find an alternative job, mommy? And everyone said, all the people who are committing crimes with stealing, with unemployment related. Oh, my question. And then here who say, let's make it because we are making excuses for these Galamsey people with the job issue. Honestly, Nana, that's an excuse for me because I mean, me school, no, not me. I had an I could have go and do Galamsey now. And I said, me have a career there, but I didn't do it anyway. It's in me finding himself in the same position as me today. Not no. I think you poison me just to make money. That's a young thing I think it.
Nana.
That makes sense to me, Nana.
Thank you very much. 0302216541 0302. Abu Mohammed is in Japan. Hello.
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
In fact, Thursday I was in Sweden. I was there on Friday, so I came back on Saturday. Because of Galamsey, we have to buy pure water sake if you want to use the washroom.
Wow.
You see, everybody know my position. I said, don't trust these politicians. They will not solve this problem. You keep giving them power, and they will not solve this problem. Let's stop giving them power. Because this is very serious. I'm telling you, I said we have to buy sake, me and my colleagues. Anytime we have to use the washing. Imagine we were there on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we have to use the washing about 3 times. And we also have to buy a sachet of pure water. So I asked the guys, so those who sell the pure water, where did the factory get the water before they are able to get pure water? And the pipes were locked for about 3 months according to those people. So I'm happy. It's like people are now agreeing with me that these people want the better of this country. Why do they have to divide themselves that we have to vote for them? Why can't they come together? We say we want to paint this country blue. So come together and we also paint it blue. Why do you have to divide yourself? When I was going to vote, I became mature to vote in 2004. That was my first time of voting. I was very happy. And later I said that it doesn't make sense to me. So me, I always say John Mahama should change the constitution. John Mahama should change the constitution. That 4 years, even before he dropped, he said that 4 years cannot solve any problem. So they should even make it 10 years. So therefore, me, that is my advice. John Mahama should change the constitution. John Mahama was the first person to become president when nobody voted for. Everybody who became president, they have to vote for you or you have to make coup. It is only John Mahama who did not make that. He was the one who broke the virginity of that clause that says if the president dies, the vice president should take over. And we made a mistake. And God Almighty punished us by making that mistake, by giving us Baumia and Nana Ansah Kwao IV. And they suffocated us for 8 years. 8 years more like we were in hell. So John Mahama, you are responsible to change this. Like you said, resetting. So we have to reset the constitution that said they should give every president 4 years, 4 years. We have to change that. We have to change that.
Thank you very much, my brother. 0302216541. Kwame is in Dansuman. Hello, Kwame.
Hello, Nana.
Yes, sir.
I greet you.
I greet you back.
Nana, the truth of the matter is that when it comes to Galamsey, these two political parties have no solution. When it comes to me alone, I beg to differ that MPP and DC are benefiting so much from this Galamsey that they can't stop it. But there's one group of people, of which I am one of them, that for whatever reasons, I don't know, Ghanaians have totally forgotten about the National House of Chiefs, the Regional House of Chiefs. I can tell you, Nana, that you are a chief, I'm a chief. We know the power we hold. That when something is happening within our catchment area, just one message, it stopped. So those towns, they have divisional chiefs, they have sub-divisional chiefs, they have paramount chiefs, some have overlords. So what are they doing? Because for one or two reasons, we are laying the blame on the doorstep of Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Baumia. We are laying the blame on the doorstep of Mahama, and then Nana, the regional ministers, the past ones. But for whatever reasons, we have forgotten that there are chiefs who give this land. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Let it be on radio for 1 week how we've been bashing Akufo-Addo Baumia government, how we are now bashing Mahama and Nana. Let it be on radio the way we are bashing the politicians. Let's bash we the chiefs for just 1 week. These lands were willingly and wholly given to people to mine, which the chiefs are benefiting directly. The MCs, the MPs, the political leaders, they go to these chiefs and the chiefs willingly say, oh, go and work. Are we saying that the chiefs have no power anymore? The answer is big no. Let it be that the National House of Chiefs, the Regional House of Chiefs have declared a war and says that today let Galamsey stop. And just give 200, both military and police combined operation. Trust me, within 1 week, 2 weeks, maximum 1 month, Galamsey will stop in this country. But we are expecting Nana Ansah Kwao IV to leave wherever he is and go and monitor Galamsey. We are expecting Mahama. No. The truth of the matter is that all these discussions, the security architecture, everything, some of these commanders, when they come to the chief palace. Sometimes before they even come, you, the chiefs, are aware that there will be an operation around your catchment area. And then they will nicodemously give information to this Galamsey. And then when the police, the operations, the military, when they come to our towns, they come to pay homage to us. and then we allow them, you have my blessing, go and do your work. But we have the same people who sit in our palaces and give our land to this Chinese people and this MEC. The people that they will take money, and at the end of the day, they will turn around because they mostly be in our palanquin and then be taking glory from the same people we are poisoning. Enough is enough. If NDC and MPP cannot sit down and even put a developmental agenda, 10 years, 15, 20 years, this is how education is going. This is how our power issues are going. This is how our electrical issues are going. This is how our water issues are going. This is how we want we want to see the country the next 10 years, 15, 20 years. And we are expecting these people to fight Galamsey. Nana, this fight, even to Jesus Christ come, no, not even NDC, MPP can even fight it. Trust me, if CPP win power today, they will do worse. If GUM win power today, he will do more than what these two parties are doing together. So the time is now for us to hold the chiefs accountable.
Traditional authority.
What are you doing within your catchment area? You are the cause of this Galamsey. You so and so, you are the cause of it. Let the chiefs deny. If they deny, then go and fight it. When festivals are coming, what do we do? With just a simple message, people in authority run to us. Can't we send that message to stop Galamsey? Enough is enough. We, the chiefs, should wake up and fight this Galamsey and stop blaming politicians.
Nana Kwame, thank
Nana,
you very
good evening.
much. Good evening to you, and thank you for the call. Nana, thank you for this topic, irrespective of where we find ourselves. It will affect us. The foodstuffs from the farms are full of chemicals. We are pleading with the communities to sack miners and claim their lands and water bodies. Clarissa Bigmos. It's true. I go to some communities and the communities will say, oh no, the market is thriving and the business is booming. So yes, just leave them to mine. I interviewed this woman. She says, oh, every morning when they are coming to mine, they bring a truckload of sachet water. So they are okay with water. Hello, who's talking to me? Bounce?
Hello, good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
This is SK, Tema West.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Okay, sir. Most of the time, when you are given the microphone, you have the power to speak to the issue as you want. We were in this country. We had a former president. He said he was going to put his presidency on the line for the ABC. I think he taken for a food. And as the previous caller said, this is high time to talk. If NDC and people cannot say, tell us.
Let's get your line. Let's get your line. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, who am I talking to?
Yes, this is Roy. I'm calling from 725.
Roy, let me hear you.
Okay, so this is a very good topic and an interesting one.
Yeah.
Ghana has moved from, I should say, a civilized nation into a very chaotic one. I feel like I don't even belong. And talking about the IQ levels and all of that, yes, it's very reflective of what's happening on the ground. The first thing I picked up on was the fact that you mentioned that back in the days when we didn't have all these political systems in place, the chieftaincy or the monarch system was working very well, and people took it seriously. And those days they were able to mine whichever means they used to get the gold. They still managed to get that. So what has changed? Why have we taken onto ourselves to be our own enemies? So there's one question I ask. If the political system does not work for us, what is the alternative? The monarch system, I know in some states around the world you have a monarch system which is combined with political system. Other places you have just a monarch system which works. In Ghana, I know the Ashanti kingdom is about the biggest kingdom with a ruler who is a king, actually, not just a chief, but a king, which means that, he has the authority over such chiefs and all of that. If we should resort to the old days of using the monarch system, where we have, I'm just using the rhetoric, for example, we have a monarch state where Kwao IV is the head. He has sub-chiefs who are supposed to report to him, and he gives direct and strict orders as to what is supposed to be done, and everyone has to. What will be the results? Because at that point, these paramount chiefs and these Odikos and Nkoswahini and all those people, they don't have to do any political campaigns or anything to get these people to vote for them to come into power. It's purely based on merit. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to come into power and promise people something of a sort. No. Mm. And because it's based on merit, you have to perform. But once you don't perform, your Tumfo has every right to remove you, or even the people can force you out of your seat. So why can't we infuse, we still have the chieftaincy system going on. Why can't we infuse it with a political system and allow our system, our leaders to work, rather than allowing politics to take over our human dignity? Because we need to rely on people to vote for us, we make empty promises, which also requires the campaigns are very expensive in Ghana. As far as I am concerned, I've never seen any country that spends so much money on campaigning because they don't do anything for the people. They rather go and give them 10 cities, 2023, rides, and just households to get them to vote. The minute they finish voting, that is the end of it. What is the thought of this person who is coming around and giving you these monies? The prime motive of him doing that is to accumulate more wealth so he can continue doing this and playing the people. But we're not seeing any of this. All we are doing is just buying into these ideological predictions and doing the wrong things all the time and becoming our own enemies. It is unfortunate, but hey, the only resolution I can think about now is we have to put our foot down. We need to stop this Galamsey. I can't even fathom, what are we doing to ourselves? Now, I don't even feel safe. Like one person said, you don't even know what you're consuming. You might be thinking of going green. You might be thinking of taking a healthy option. But then eating vegetables and fruit, are you really sure you're getting natural fruits and vegetables? They might even be worse than processed food. So yes, it's a big concern, and this is my little contribution. Thank you very much.
And I'm very grateful for that. I'm definitely grateful for that. 0302216541. Yes, we did a couple of shows about modeling our political system over our traditional system. And I think one of the major differences is that within the traditional system, the opposition is also part of the party. So opposition, you're not alien to the party, standing outside, stoking the fire, but you're part of it. And it is modeled such that when the leader wins, the opposition also wins. It's not modeled to the pace where the opposition's prayer is that the president fails, so I get the opportunity. No, it is modeled in a way that your win is my win and your loss is my loss. So the opposition's aim within the party is to see you succeed. So that's how traditionally it was set up. But Ajman Joseph is in Community 9. Hello, my brother.
Hello, Nana. I hope you're doing well.
I'm good.
Nana, I'll start this way. Mm-hmm. We are in a country called Ghana where everything is politics. It started somewhere when people in governance were doing Galamsey. But my problem is, was it a matter of those big men doing the Galamsey to settle those who should help stop the Galamsey? Is it true that before previous government will leave office, they gave out licenses for Galamsey to go on because people were making noise? So now you want it to be rampant. When you come, you can't control it. They use the politics to get you out. Secondly, now they are laying out plans to stop Galamsey. It was alleged that some military men were even paying not to go for peacekeeping outside, but to go to Galamsey areas so that they can get money to enrich themselves. What has changed from there? That now they are saying that they have plans to check Galamsey. So, if the kingpins in governance are not stopping Galamsey, how can a layman whom they will just send you to go and do it will stop? And it is like the fish. If the head is rotten, nothing can do about it. So that's my take on that.
Thank you very much. And it's very deep. 0302216541. Hi, Nana. Good evening. In fact, this is a good point you have raised. Let us take the fight to the chiefs in the Galamsey areas and call them out. And not until our politicians, security agencies, traditional leaders come clean, we are beating about the bush. Why have they not arrested any of the rich people financing this dreadful practice? Why are they only arresting the unemployed Goro boys? Our politicians are the cause of our problems. They pay lip service to our social problems while they live in luxury. Thanks to your service to humanity, finally, we don't hold politicians, etc., responsible enough. Sisi Kole. Hi, Nana. Good evening. In fact, this is a good point you have raised. Let us take the fight to the chiefs in the Galamsey areas. Call them out one by one and publish their names and paramountcies in the media as they want to be named by chiefs and pointed fingers at. They will stop in their communities. Francis in Accra. I say, when history is being told in the future, even if I'm dead, I will want to be dead again so that I don't even hear it. Can you imagine our great-great-grandchildren sat in class and their teacher telling them that, in the year 2025, your forebearers poisoned their waters so much that they had to send in military to stop them from poisoning their own water. And our great-grandchildren will be thinking not even animals behave like that. Are you sure, sir? I said, oh yes, it's very true. They became so destructive, so money-hungry, so materialistic that they attacked their own environment. That will be history in the future. Anita, Oliver, and Ziggy, ever faithful, ever sure international producers. We thank them very much. News bulletin up next. Kofi Hayford will be here to give you overdrive with soul-searching songs to let us repent from our sins. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwamu Dumasa. Next Monday, God willing, I will be back to do this all